Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second session of Kimberbell's Demo December for 2025. Welcome in, welcome in. Getting last minute things set up right now. I hope everyone's day has been good. It's been a very rainy one. There we go. Turn her phone down. Hello, Miss Jeannie Campbell. We got Jeannie Krazan. We got both Jeannies watching. Jeannie. Welcome in, ladies. Welcome in. Barbie Olette. Hello, Miss Barbie. Welcome in. It has been a very wet day out there today. And cold. Cold and wet. Cold and wet. Hello, ladies. Welcome in. Hello, Miss Sandra Diaz. Welcome in. It has been a very, well, I was going to say fast day, but not really because it's been raining and very balmy outside. We are staying dry. I hope you're staying dry as well. I am 3 steps closer to getting my Christmas tree done. The ones that are following me along on that journey, I've got 3 more pieces and I will be officially done. Hi, Miss Lynn and Miss, who is that? Joy. Hello, Miss Joy. Hello, Donna. Welcome in. Hello, Miss Sherry. Hello. So I have, hello, Miss Kathy Anderson. Welcome in. And yeah, I got 3 more pieces, 2 more pieces of the tree skirt and 1 freestanding lace star. And Brandy is done stitching out that Christmas tree. So I can't wait to show you guys the YouTube video of it once I get it compiled. It'll be my very first one. So stay tuned. All right. Well, Kathy, you want to come say hi to the people? Well, they can't see you. Barbie said, Lynn, are you supposed to be working? Way to call her out, Barbie. Kathy's going to come say hello to the peeps. You're going to be upside down. Ew, they can see up your nose. Can't you just see a normal person and come over here and say hello? When you watch this back, you're going to see right up your nose.
I'm not worried. Hello, people.
We'll see you later on today for Shop Talk. Shop Talk is today at 4:30. Right here. Hello, Miss Carolyn. Welcome in. All right. I'm going to get a few more minutes for people to pop on because it takes about 5 minutes sometimes for Facebook to let you know that someone's live. So this will be a quick demo, but one that a lot of people have been wanting. People that have been in the Kimberbell Club, you already kind of saw this, but anybody else that's tuning in, you'll be able to see it for the first time. As a reminder, this design that you're all in trying to receive for free, this is a machine embroidery file. So if you don't have an embroidery machine or never think about doing embroidery and you just want to watch demos with me, I greatly appreciate it. But just so you know, this is a machine embroidery file. Carolyn says, hi, watched last night. Great demo. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate that. So like I said, this is the ornament that we are all receiving for free after the 3rd session. Here's the instructions. Tomorrow, I will go through. Hey, Jan. I will go through how we did and added our little hanger and how they say to in the instructions. So we kind of changed it a little bit, but nothing wrong with that. Let's see what else I was going to say about it. So this is session 2. So if you have not watched session 1, please go back to yesterday's post, either on Facebook or YouTube, and please watch that and comment the word that I gave you. It's 1 to 3 words. So please comment that. And then I will write you down on my list If you are, if you're just watching to be watching, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So this particular technique is something that's called water soluble bobbin work for fringe. All right, so what that means is I am going to turn on my second camera here. There goes the light. Add to stage. Let me move this away. Okay, I got my phone here so I can see if anybody needs anything. Hold on. Well, maybe. Okay, there we go. All right, let me. So on here, you'll see we call these like fringe flowers. All right. See how that's 3-dimensional? See if the camera can focus there. See how that's 3-dimensional? So basically, how it starts is like so. They're not fringed at all. It's flat, right? So there's no dimension. Okay. What we're going to be doing is because we loaded a water soluble bobbin into our embroidery machine for this step that they tell you to. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I focus it here. We are going to create that fringe because it's digitized that way. All right. So anytime you do that, in the instructions, it tells you to basically leave it in the hoop and fringe it in the hoop. And I tend to not do that. I tend to take it out of the hoop. So I want to show you this design. I only stitched the last 2 steps in this so I could show you how to fringe this, but it is for this design. All right. These 2 dots right here are these 2 dots. And I'm going to show you how to fringe. All right. I didn't want you to be confused. Okay. So I take it out of the hoop. And if I can get my fingers to work here. Okay. I'm going to take it out of the hoop. Now, what I do is I have a wet paper towel. And it's not soaking wet, but it's not like super dry either. You need to have some wetness to it. And if you can see on the back here, you can see that white bobbin thread that kind of is like seen, but then not seen, seen, then not seen. So this is why we use water soluble bobbin thread, because if we use like a different color, let's say we decided to put green in our bobbin so that we could see and then clip those stitches like we used to do the old school way, you don't know what you're clipping when you get over to here where the white is all different, right? Like you can't see where that's at. So this is where this comes in at, okay? So you take the wet paper towel and you just want to make sure you put a lot of moisture right there on what you're trying to pick out, okay? And as soon as it's nice and kind of saturated, I take a tool and you can either start using your nail to start doing that. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to get started. And I kind of just start this process like so. And you can see that it's starting to release a little bit. And see, here we are. See how it started to release? And you're just going to continue doing that all the way through. Now, if you have a little area that doesn't like to come out, you can use like something sharp, get up underneath this and kind of pull it out. Okay? Now, if it doesn't want to come out, don't fret. It just means it's not wet enough. Okay? So you got to add a little bit more of that. And making sure I don't have any questions there. So, let's see. We're going to release that. And you pull that out. And then pull that out. And usually your nail works just fine. There will be some stubborn threads every now and again. Sorry, let me take my ring off. It keeps hitting. Hello, Miss Taylor. Welcome in. Yes, classes are going to start very soon. So you're just going to continue pulling those out. As you can see, your fingernail does just fine. Like I said, and honestly, the wetter the paper towel is, and the more moisture that you can put on there, and I did it on white so you can kind of see like what I did to get it like super loose, right? So just use your thumbnail And let's see if I can get this one. This one doesn't want to come out for some reason. So let's see why that is. Let's see. All right, so now we're just going to pull it. It might have gotten locked in on something else. That does happen too, guys. It's not without its faults sometimes. So I will have to look at that to figure out why it is doing that. Let's see. It wants to be very cantankerous. Imagine that. Yeah, it looks like it got tacked down underneath the stay stitch. So what we'll have to do, see how I just kind of pulled it and popped it? That's okay, because now there it is. And now I have my fringe. See that? Pretty cool, huh? I'm going to get it focused here. Pretty cool, huh? I love this technique. That water-soluble bobbin thread is worth its weight in gold. Let's see what else. All right, let's do the other side, or the other one, just so I can show you again how this is done. So again, here's your white bobbin thread that's water-soluble. Just this area right here, not in the center, but around the circle here. All right, you're going to take this and you're going to put the wet paper towel on here. You can also use a sponge too, a damp sponge. And then you can start kind of as it's lifting, be sure to be lifting it as well. Here's the issue. Some people wait until it dries a little bit. And here's what happens. When that happens, you then start losing the way to be able to pick it out of your embroidery. Because once this dries, it's now hard, right? Just kind of like a water-soluble stabilizer. So you want to give it time to soak in, like you saw me do. And then you just start using your nail. And then go ahead and get that done so that it doesn't dry with that on the back, okay? And then, like I said, if you're having issues, you can always pull it out this way. As you can see, I'm going to show you. Look how easy this is. It's just coming right out. It's very simple. And water-soluble bobbin thread is literally, you just wind it just like regular thread. So, Kathy, will you give me a spool of that water-soluble thread, if you don't mind? I forgot to get it. Now, I do want to show you sometimes what happens. Sometimes you'll see like a loop that didn't stay connected. That's okay. Just trim it real close to where all of those other threads are. Yes. And you won't be none the wiser. Okay? So that is fringe flowers, my friend. Very, very easy. Thank you. This is the type that we use here. Superior Threads Vanish. It's a lightweight water-soluble thread. We don't want something super heavy that takes a lot of water for it to release. This is why this one is, bar none, one of my favorites. So we sell that here at the store. Let's see what else. Hello, Miss Sonia. Welcome in. And happy birthday again. Kathy said happy birthday as well. So anywho, that is the demo. So what I'll do is I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to remove this from the stage. And I'm going to show you here, because it's a little better lighting. There is my water-soluble thread dissolved. And you can see the fringe. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions? This technique can be used on other things, not just Kimberbell related. So if your instructions are calling for, in a machine embroidery, or calling for water-soluble thread, this thread is fine to use. You wind it, like I said, in the bobbin, just like normal. And then you just go and you just go and follow the instructions. Miss Jeannie asked, do you do the fringe after you complete the whole design? Yes. So Miss Jeannie, in this particular design, and I'll show you the original block again. So all of this is stitched first. The last two steps of this block were the fringe, and then the what I call the tack down of the fringe, and then I take it out of the hoop. From there, that's when I do the fringing. I do it before it's sewn into anything else and before backing is applied. So so the fringe embroidery part of it is the last two steps on this particular block. But yes, I do the whole design first, take it out of the hoop, and then I fringe. So I hope that answered your question. Sonia says, cute, love fringe embroidery designs. Yes, I do too. They add a very different flair to something that's being stitched out. So I totally agree with you. I love the fringing, especially with the water soluble thread, because that makes life a whole lot easier. So, any other questions I can answer for you guys before we sign off for session 2? Just let me know. Like I said, there's about 15 to 20 minute little sessions. So, we're about at 16 minutes. So, last chance to kind of ask any questions. You can always ask in the comments below once we get off live. So, and just as a reminder, tomorrow is our third and last session of Demo December, and we will you will put in a code word. I do need to ask you the question. We'll put in the code word, and then I should be able to get those designs out to you quickly. All right, after that. All right, Barbie says, great job. Thanks, Barbie. Appreciate that. All right, here is your question. Your question for session 2 is, if you were to choose a single word that captures the feeling of your ideal Christmas, what would that single word be? So again, if you were to choose a single word that captures the feeling of your ideal Christmas, what word would that be? Comment below on Facebook and YouTube, and I will log you into my Demo December checklist and put you for session 2 completed. And all right, family, that's a good word. That's a great word. But as they come in, I'll be watching on this end and be putting you in the spreadsheet. Lastly, don't forget, we do shop talk today at 4:30 p.m. And we will see you then live with Kathy and me. So some really good words, guys. Love, family, happiness. Love it. Love it all. Well, I hope you learned something good today. I hope it was something that you have wanted to see for quite some time. We will see you in a couple hours on Shop Talk, and then again tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good rest of your day, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.